this is your first time joining me, my name is Katerina and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make delicious raw vegan cake. It's an amazing dish for a special occasion and a decadent dessert. I'm very excited to share this recipe with you, so let's get started. For the cake, we're going to use carob and vanilla bean powder, soaked overnight in pitted dates, raw coconut meat, rose water, macadamia nut, cashews and pecans, all nuts soaked overnight, coconut water and pomegranate powder, which is optional. For this recipe, I'm using 7 inches springform cake pan in heart shape, and now I'm greasing the inside of the pan with coconut oil, which will allow to get the cake out a little bit easier. Next, we're going to line the pan with a parchment sheet and cut off the extra paper. I also find that pulling on the edges helps to minimize the wrinkles. And for the base, we're going to combine 1 cup of soaked overnight pecans and 1/2 of a cup of pitted and soaked dates in the food processor. And once the mixture is ready, we're going to transfer it into the pan and press it in really well with a spatula like so. For the first layer, we're going to blend 1/2 cup of coconut water, 8 ounces of raw coconut meat, 1 teaspoon of rose water, 1/4 of a cup of pomegranate powder, 2 cups of soaked overnight cashews, and 1 cup of pitted and soaked dates. We're going to blend all the ingredients until smooth and creamy and pour it into the form. It helps to shake the pan a little bit to ensure even distribution. Once the first layer is set, we're going to freeze the cake 1 to 2 hours before we add the second layer. For the second layer, we're going to blend 1/2 cup of coconut water, 1/2 cup of soaked and pitted dates, 1/2 cup of soaked macadamia nuts, approximately 4 ounces of raw coconut meat, 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla bean powder, and 1/4 of a cup of the carob powder. This cream is so delicious, it's hard not to eat it all. But the best part of being a cook is that you get to eat all the leftovers. And of course we have to taste test everything, if you know what I mean. Once the cream is ready, we're going to spread it over the first layer and freeze for at least 2 hours. And here comes the best part, decoration. I'm using dragon fruit, crushed hazelnuts, coconut butter, young coconut meat, some rose water, carob powder, macadamia nuts, and vanilla cream stevia sweetener. For sweetening, you could also use dates, maple syrup, agave, or coconut nectar. First, we're going to prepare chocolate glaze by adding 1/4 cup of coconut butter, 1/4 cup of carob or cacao powder. I'm using the vanilla cream stevia sweetener here, but you could add your sweetener of choice, and 1 teaspoon of rose water. And we're going to blend all the ingredients together. The consistency should be thin but not too watery. The coconut butter melts at warmer temperatures, so I'm also adding approximately 4 tablespoons of warm water all together to facilitate the process and also to get the desired consistency. And once the glaze is ready, we're going to transfer it into the cake decorating tool. To get the cake out, I warmed up the knife blade by running the hot water over it for a few minutes, then slid the blade along the edges of the cake. It helps to prevent any cracks forming when you open the spring form. You could also warm up a cloth in hot water and then wipe the sides of the spring form with it. That will help to melt the coconut oil we applied inside the spring form, and the cake will come out easily as well. I'm just sharing a couple of options with you. And once the cake is out, we're going to transfer it onto the plate like so and apply the glaze we just prepared. I'm using a fine round tip here to apply the glaze around the edges so that it runs down the sides of the cake beautifully. For the flour cream, I'm using approximately 4 ounces of raw coconut meat from the young coconut, half a cup of macadamia nuts, 1 teaspoon of rose water, a little bit of vanilla cream stevia sweetener, approximately half a cup of dragon fruit, and 1/4 cup of coconut butter that we'll be adding gradually. Once the cream is ready, we're going to create the flowers with the cake decorating tool. I'm using a large open star tip here. Such a gorgeous, vibrant color. I absolutely love dragon fruit. You could also use any colorful fruit of your choice here. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get the chance to try this delicious recipe. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are, and until I see you next time.